Hello, everyone. I am Einstein Milan. I am a software data and solutions architect for Whiteprompt. And today I'll be giving a tech talk related to AWS Personalize, as well as user-tailored experiences. What is an OTT? An OTT is an ongoing effort that we have at Whiteprompt, where we take turns sharing things that we think are worth sharing, technically speaking, projects, technologies, and we put that out there for everyone to view and benefit from. If you would like to go to our channel and hit the subscribe button and give us a like, we would certainly appreciate that. And I'm going to go on to defining what a recommendation system is. A recommendation system is like a smart friend that knows your tastes and suggests things you might like, such as movies, books, or restaurants. It watches you and others likes and don't what you and others like and don't like, and uses that information to make good guesses on what to recommend next. Just like a friend learns more about what you enjoy over time, this system gets better at making suggestions the more you use it. How does it work from a high level? Basically, we take data that we collect that includes events related to interactions that users may have with items, information about the users, signups, purchases, metadata about the items themselves as well. And then we put that through customized models, machine learning models and algorithms based on the unique data on a per user or per item basis. And then we create a solution based on some recipes that, in this case, personalize or that we may tailor for our customers. And we can get user level recommendations. We can get intelligent user segmentation, rankings, trending items, hidden gems, etc. And then we can go and see how well these recommendations are and fine-tune the models and the weights of the parameters to provide better predictions on things that a user may like or similar items, etc. Finally, we provide an API through which the recommendations can be accessed, and we can contextualize recommendations and run insights on those recommendations to see how we can improve the user experience. Basically, what this is all about is being able to tailor experiences for each user in a given system. What's AWS Personalize? AWS Personalize is something that AWS has refined over time. It is a service, and it works like a wizard that's designed for helping them create their own smart friend, like the robot in the picture, to offer personalized suggestions to their customers. Basically, if you've gone into Amazon, you can see how well they can recommend other items. You can see how good they are, getting you to buy more and from their site. And basically what they've done is they've taken their data and they've made really accurate and precise models and recipes they've abstracted in order to help expedite the process of being able to offer these recommendations. It's a tool that's provided by Amazon and that uses the power of machine learning. That is the computer's ability to learn and make decisions to figure out what a customer may like to buy or to consume. Personalized learns from what you and others like to give better recommendations over time, making it easier for businesses to offer a more personalized shopping or browsing experience without the needing of machine learning experts. That's what they say, but I based on my experience, I think that a little bit of machine learning experience always comes in handy when you're doing the fine-tuning of the parameters. But it's not as in-depth as you would if you had to develop your own custom-made solution. And I'll talk about that a little more down the line. Here's a comparison of the machine learning experience versus the personalized experience. And the machine learning experience, it's when you do a custom-made, you can see that you have to gather data, you have to engineer it, you have to put it through algorithms, basically regression or prediction algorithms. You have to select the best one for the case. You have to train and test your data. You have to do other things to the data set, such as procure a validation data set and a testing data set, and then calibrate your parameters and to eliminate bias or over engineering your machine learning algorithm. And then you come up with a model. And the model is that construct through which you get your prediction. Here's the orange part of the figure, you'll notice that they have personalized, and basically AWS takes care of these 3 steps for you because they already have the algorithms, they've already tested and trained their data, and they take care of the modeling also. And then all you have to worry about is creating your campaigns, which is one of the mechanisms through which you get your predictions, as well as your data preparation. But it saves you a lot of time in your development process and being able to provide these solutions. I think this one's reiterated a little bit more. I think I repeated one of my slides, but I made the definition of personalize earlier in the presentation. I'm going to jump onto my hands-on example. I'm going to talk about that a little more. Let me go into this link to give you a brief overview. Here's an example of the movie machine, and this is based on the movie recommendation machine. This is based on AWS Personalize service. Basically, they have a list of movies, they have a list of users for these movies, and they have user interactions. Normally, when there are no interactions, you just show the trending items. Let's select 5 movies and see what else it can recommend. Let's go into horror. Actually, I like sci-fi. And let's choose 12 Monkeys, Alien. I like Stargate, but I think I'll go for something else. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And I'll go for the Terminator, and I'll go for Tron. Let's see what it recommends. Recommended some stuff. I don't know if these are all sci-fi, but I like all these movies as well. These are big hits: Shawshank Redemption, Batman, Fight Club. You're getting recommendations based on the movies that I've selected. How does this work behind the scenes? I have a notebook for that, but let me just go over the data first to show what I have in the bucket. These are your source files for movies, ratings, tags, and then we have I've pre-prepared the data by making these data sets. So the user interactions, the user metadata, and the items. And the items are just the movies. For that, I prepared a little Glue notebook, and I'm going to go through it a little bit just to show how we prepare the data for ingestion. This is just a regular Jupyter notebook. This is just regular notebook strips. And then I'm just going to connect to the personalized service to start creating my solution. I've already downloaded the data. It's in the bucket, and this is what it shows after you display the data. This is not usable yet by AWS Personalize. We need to prepare it in a certain schema that AWS Personalize can ingest. We do a little bit of transformation when we prepare the data. Basically, we're going to extract the users from the interactions data, from the events. We're going to get the user data, and it converts all your data in a way that AWS Personalize can understand by transforming the columns into specific column names, and it needs to come in a specific format. And then I'm going to share a link to this. I'm going to push this up onto a repo so that everyone can use the notebook for testing this service out. We add a little bit more metadata, such as the gender. Male and females have usually different tastes in movies. This may be a stereotype, but females usually prefer romantic movies. I prefer sci-fi, but anyways, it takes into account the male and female aspect of the user metadata, and it takes other aspects into consideration as well. Once this whole notebook is finished, we should be seeing stuff being created and personalized. I'm going to go ahead and go in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and get recommendations with the notebook itself to show kind of how we would how we would expose these things through an API. Once your data set is ready, it's really easy. Personalize provides these steps. The first step is just to create a data set. This is where you import your items data, your user data, and your interactions. So it's interactions, users, and items data. In this case, these are the movies, users, and these are just the logs of movies that a user may have interacted with or liked or anything. And then AWS Personalize will run a sort of validation and analysis test to let you know if the data is apt for consuming. There are certain requirements that are needed before the data can be ingested. You need to have at least 25 unique users in your database. You need to have at least 1,000 interactions where 70% of that data doesn't have any null values, so on and so forth. I prepared a little document for that as well, which I'll also share in the link in the YouTube video. And this is just for data preparation purposes. You can also create filters. And then finally, you create a solution you create recommenders, or you can create campaigns. And these have already been created. Here are the recommenders. One is to get top picks for you, and this one's to get similar items. But there are 5 primary recipes that AWS Personalize provides. Each one has a cost. Personalize is not cheap. You're charged per second that each recommender or campaign is active, regardless of whether you use it or not. Sometimes it's also worth evaluating a custom-made solution, or we can do other things such as batch training, meaning we can train our data every X amount of time, days, hours, whatever. And we only get charged for every time we're generating these recommendations. That's certainly a way for smaller startups to leverage this service as well, and not having to incur the higher costs. I'm going to go back to my notebook, and I'm going to get the recommendations. These are just the creation of the data sets and import of the data. And then I choose my recommender use cases, recipes. You can see, here we go. Here's another part of the script where I choose the path, and then we should be getting recommendations back, basically by providing an item ID, which is Iron Man. It's going to get me Blindside, Monsters Inc., Find Nemo, Shrek. It's going to get me the item IDs along with the metadata. That's just by using the SDK. Once the service is set up, it's just like you interact with Boto 3, for example, if you're using Python or the Node SDK, and you're able to just pull this data and put it back in a response for your clients. That's pretty much it. It's very simple because Personalize takes care of it for you. But this is just for getting you up and running. For projects, I found that your personalized solution or custom-made solution down the line can provide the best results. That takes more development time. It's not as maintainable, but it can also be cheaper down the line if you have a lot of requests, because you're charged per request per second with Personalize. It's dependent on the project, but I think this is a really neat service, and I wanted to share with everyone. And I hope that this was interesting and can give you another tool when you start a project or work on a project or work for a client. Conclusions: Personalize enables businesses to offer customized recommendations for their users. It enhances the shopping experience. It creates more traction with your users. It also helps you sell more if you have an e-commerce site. It uses machine learning for customers from their past behaviors and preferences and makes accurate suggestions based on that. And by leveraging Personalize, we can create more engaging experiences and save on time and save on money and get us up and running rather than a custom-made experience. Hope you liked it. And are there any questions? Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the talk, and I'll see you next time.